right, coming in at number one, you're starting off on a diet or a fad diet. Look, good. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad you're making it to the gym and you're trying to do the right thing. You've highly likely been on a working out hiatus or you're relatively new to the gym. And I get it. You're there to lose weight, feel good, make a change in life. However, reports and stats show that 3 out of every 4 people that go on a diet tend to gain the weight back. So how do we avoid these pitfalls? Very important that you start off not on a fad diet, but slow and steady, right? At the end of the day, I know we're trying to lose weight and have realistic goals with losing that weight. It's going to take you equal amount of time, if not more time, to get that weight off than it took you to put on, right? So just be patient. So what we should be focusing on instead of fad diet is building a sustainable and healthy approach to losing this weight. So an example of that before we go on that diet is making sure we're building enough muscle through at least 12 weeks of strength and conditioning, that when we go on the diet, we're able to keep that off. That's the missing component, is making sure we're going through a metabolic process so we can withstand the catabolic process and be way, way ahead before we start. Coming in at number 2, hydration. Now, it's recommended that the average person consume at least 2 liters of any liquid that doesn't dehydrate. And if you're working out, men should be drinking 3.7 liters of anything that doesn't dehydrate, women 3.1. So how do we fix it? Before you even go on a diet, speak the word diet. I don't even want you to say the word diet like it's Lord Voldemort. I want you to think, get your water in check. Your body is made up over 70% water. Your muscles are made up over 60% water. So super important to get that in check to recover, rehydrate, refuel. Now, here are a couple of tools and tidbits we can use to help us ensure that we're keeping on track to get those water goals. Number 1, refill your water bottle every 20 minutes if you're working out. So I know when I'm working out, I usually try to pump in about 90 minutes to 2 hours. That includes my cardio, my warm-up, my mobility, and my regeneration component at the end of the workout, right? So I make it a goal that I'm drinking at least one of my 500 milliliter bottles once every 30 minutes. So multiply that by 4, I'm getting the bare minimum of 2 liters a day. As a trainer, an in-person trainer, and generally seeing about 6 to 8 clients per day. So when I'm in the gym seeing clients, I keep the same rule of thumb. Now, when I'm out of the gym, that's where things get a little stickier or hairy. So I make sure that I'm leaving at least a water bottle in every room that I spend the most time in. So there's one bottle, big black jug, containers. There's a big black steel container on my desk. There's one on the kitchen table and one bedside. That way I always have a visual reference. Now, you don't have to go to that extremes. There's several digital tools we can use, water tracking apps, et cetera, et cetera. All right, coming in at number 3, we are not moving or lifting properly. Now, the vast majority of the new gym goer are highly likely unaware of some mechanical deficiencies they may have that may complicate things at the start or down the road with any exercise program. I myself, when I first started, I was on a weight loss journey. I came from 280 pounds all the way down to 190. And back then, I thought the Arnold Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding was the end-all be-all and would teach me everything I needed to do with health and fitness, and I was wrong. What I was unaware of was that I had inactive glutes and I had flat feet, which complicated some activities like running and lifting. I wish I knew then what I knew now. What I'm going to recommend to anyone starting out at the gym is, if, let's say you're in a commercial club and you have a free consultation with a trainer, definitely sign up. I'm not saying you don't have to sign up for personal training if that's something you don't want to do, but I definitely encourage you to do so because it will get you there so much faster. At least at the end of the day, you're taking advantage of that consultation. So they're going to make you aware of what movement patterns you should be doing and what movement patterns you need to correct to ensure that it's up to par with that one movement or many movement patterns you do well. Now, if that's something you don't want to do, there's several other resources we can use. We can use a physiotherapist, athletic therapist, massage therapist to actually detect, what movement patterns and what mechanical deficiencies we may have that may complicate whatever exercise program we choose to do, whether it's running, lifting, cycling, group fitness. All right, number 4, performance testing. This is a mistake I see a lot of gym goers do. They just go to the gym, do a fitness class, hop on the treadmill or hop on the bike and are unaware of what their heart rate should be at for what duration or what they should be actually lifting when it comes to lifting weights for whatever goal they have, right? So what I recommend if you're a lifter or someone who's going to partake in a resistance training program is do one of 2 tests, a 10 rep max test or a 1 rep max test. This will determine what you should be lifting to get the appropriate metabolic and training stimuli to ensure you're on track to meet those goals. Apart from the resistance training test, we also need to know how long we should be holding and playing for, how long we can run for, how long we can cycle for, and maintain a steady heart rate in the appropriate zones we should be training in based on what our goal is. And number 5, once you have all that in place, track. We as a society are gravitated towards tracking what? Before and after pictures, the scale, and our food. But very, very important, we keep a detailed fitness log to track our performance, track our duration, track our lifts, what we were lifting. This will allow us to ensure we're maximizing the time in the gym and allow us to better prepare outside the gym to keep us on track to meeting whatever fitness goals you have. And it's also a good tool to look back on a couple years down the road where you're still working out in that new body you've always wanted. Keeping a detailed log of everything we've done in the gym will be a nice motivational tool down the road when we may be feeling like we're about to go off track. Now, what I find is keeping a detailed log not only helps us with our performance, it also serves as a nice motivational tool to highlight how far we've come. All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the top 5 things I observe as a fitness professional that I see new and novice gym goers do that gets in the way of their results. So if you have any comments, please leave them below. I'd love to hear your opinion on my top 5. And there's probably, again, these are my top 5, so you may have some as well. Now, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the fitness news content, please hit the subscribe button. I will see you soon.